Hey guys, it's Anne. Welcome to my home worm farming channel. And here is the end purpose of all of my hard work and all of the worms' hard work. Now, I grew things in these little beds, narrow beds over here last year, but this bed and the two tall beds back there and this big one over here is still empty. I just got these filled up, and some of it was with pre-existing dirt that I had from the old house. And as I've mentioned in the comments, I did manage to get a load of goat manure plus barn sweepings. And now today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to inoculate these beds, the ones that are still in the kind of beginning phase, with the worm compost. And we're going to get about 2 weeks of rain here, so that will give it more than enough time to go ahead and hopefully get the biology going in these beds. So I have my 5-gallon bucket donation from Blue, and it doesn't really take a whole bunch. You're really after the biology, you're not after NPK. All you're basically looking is to spark creation of the soil biome, in which is mostly dead dirt. All right, let me put you down and let's get started. All right. And here is my current favorite tool, which is a Hori Hori that I won from a Michelle in the Meadow live stream. Now my favorite tool. Look at this thing. It is a beast. No cheap thing you buy from Walmart there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just literally going to sprinkle this over the top. And one of the good things about doing this way in advance is going to be that any seeds that might be in here are going to germinate, and I am fully willing to bet that there are in fact seeds in here. Tomato, pepper, any sort of cucurbit is definitely going to be in here. So getting in this soil early and getting them to germinate and not fighting my little seedlings here in a month or two is going to be ideal. And I'm just going to work that in just a little bit so that if there are any wormies or other live critters in here, that the birds do not take off. Alright, here we are at the Vermi Bag Wedge. All total is capable of carrying about 100 gallons of material when full. And if you did watch last time, you can tell that it has already gone down again. So I'm just gonna roll up my food bags here and see what we've got. Looks like we've got a lot of worms that are hanging out on top. And it looks as though we are definitely getting some babies out here on top, not just the adults. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get this moving. Okay, I mean, that really collapsed quite a bit. I did have that heat mat still on there, so hopefully that had something to do with it. But let me put you down and then let's look over here at the future finished end of the bin. There we go. And this, just the temperature getting to be about almost 60 degrees in here is enough to really let them start finishing it up. Now, I dropped it, dang it. Anyway, I just saw this bright yellow-white cocoon, and it was still stuck on the worm when I picked it up. In fact, I think this is the worm. You can tell that the clitellum right here by my thumb is very red. And that is generally mean that they have just, I don't know if you call it giving birth to a cocoon. I'm not sure what the word is for that. Help me out, anybody in the comments, if you know what laying an egg? I just don't know. All right, well, this all looks pretty good. I'm gonna scrape off the top dry part so that can go back to the beginning, but I am seeing a lot of baby worms here at my fingertips. That is pretty amazing. And for anybody who's been joining the Fritz saga, Fritz is an indoor-outdoor cat now. He's been fixed. He's had all of his shots. And he took absolutely no time at all when I opened that door. He hightailed it, and he has got to go see what has been going on in the outside world for the month that he has been a captive cat. So there may or may not be any more updates on Fritz. If he comes for the free food, I guess I'll find out later. Let me flip you around and let's look and see what's going on here in the middle. Are we accomplishing anything? All right, so again, just moving all the dry stuff down. Sprouts are sprouting like they do. Seeing, I am just really happy that those cocoons have been hatching. So the population of this bin is headed up, which is awesome. And I have, what is this? Oh, it's a piece of garlic. Me. Looked like it was dead and moldy. I put it in here and it starts growing. Those worms, always growing things for me. Good worms! So as you saw with the garden, it does not take much worm castings to accomplish your goals. Most of the time what you're looking for is the population of the worm gut is your goal, right? That is what you're headed for. That's what you want, because those microbes are going to repopulate dead soil with the microbiology that can help turn, dead dirt into living soil. And just saying living soil just kind of made me think we did lose Elaine Ingram this month. She was an absolute giant in the field of soil health, regenerative horticulture. Hopefully her teachings will live on through her school and the people that she has taught, which is definitely me and probably a lot of you. All right, looking down here. This is where the heat mat was approximately. This was not really completely, yeah, I needed more. I needed to bring more water down with me. This has dried out pretty bad. So let me go grab some water. I'm gonna take a page out of AJ's book and I'm gonna add some water right now. And if you're new here, although this is a fabric bed, I have yet to have it drip. So I have added probably about 2 gallons of water here, 4 liters, and I've added way more and I don't ever get it dripping through. So in the event that you do want to buy one of these, that's not one of the considerations that you have to make, worrying if it is going to leak. I have definitely taxed the fact that it may or may not leak to the maximum, taxed to the max. And it is yet to ever do that. So, although this was just bedding, about a month ago, you can tell the worms have been working on it anyway. If I go all the way to the bottom here, you can tell that it's definitely got a lot of wormies. Everything smells good. Let's get them some food. They are getting about a gallon of electric compost and orange peel. And again, in case you're new here, oranges are fine. This is a huge bin. If there was anything about oranges that made worms uncomfortable, they can absolutely get rid of it or stay away from it. So there we go. Not super exciting, but the worms will definitely love it. Here's that pine cone Shadow and I picked up on a walk last fall. And here's the other one. Let's see if we can bury it a little bit. I don't know how long it takes. If you've ever done pine cones, put that in the comments below. I have no idea what to expect as far as time to completion with that. I think AV has done it, but I'm not sure. All right, so I'm gonna back you up a little bit. And then we're gonna see if I can add the rest of that water. All total, that is about 3.5 gallons. If you have a small bin, don't dump water on it like that. Try and get either the food, make it really wet if you're having a problem with dryness, or your bedding, make sure it's wet before you add it. Because this is such a huge system, I can do things like that. 100% do not recommend it for anybody who has a sweater tote or the like small bin. But in this bin, it is very large and there's a lot of space in where it can soak up all of that water. All right, if you have any questions about the European night crawlers or the wedge system, or even all the things you can do with worm castings and also all the different ways you can use worm castings, using them raw, just putting them on the top is only one of the many ways that you can use the castings. If you are interested in perhaps a video in all the different ways you can use castings, then put that in the comments below. Or if you actually have another topic you'd like me to do, put that in the comments below. All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with me and my worms, and everybody have a good day.